Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Changeling Dreaming. It is late. It is extremely late. It is just after, um, well, bar closing hours, um, which I believe is like 1 or 2 o'clock. Um, Terry has been working in the Mariners Bar, and it's been actually rather cheerful, which may have had something to do with some white sugar, some sort of powder. Um, and she is closing up, um, cleaning away the glasses, all that, smoking a cigarette while she does so. And yeah, she closes up and goes up the stairs to her own house/apartment. Slowly starts to feel the cocaine wearing off.
You hear like someone knocking at the door when you like trying to go out, like trying to go up.
She'll just kind of yell, "It's closed!"
I know that's why I arrived. Dun 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 dun.
Uh, she'll walk over to the door, kind of look through the window.
Oh look, one of those crazy guys. One of those like unexplained people. A polar bear. He has a white fur on his body, like some of the body parts in the different reality that you see this cocaine effect that you keep seeing. Um, he has this like weird, polar bear ness on him. He um, he's not fat, but he is not in good shape. His eye is like darkened. Someone punched him in the eye. It seems.
Terry looks at this guy, looks at the door, realizes that she'll have to go through the door to leave. Is considering just, lowering the curtain, one of those roll down curtains, in front of the door. But instead, she'll open the door.
Thank you. He slowly tries to enter.
Yeah, she's giving him just, just barely enough space to squeeze himself through. She'll close the door again and locks it and lowers the curtain.
So welcoming. Hello.
I.
Did I come in a wrong hour?
She looks at her imaginary watch. She's not wearing one. It's 1:30 at night.
You're starting to learn our language. It's three. Um, I am Kin. Uh, I am told to be in given instructions by his his lordship, as he like pulls a paper, a chimerical paper. There is this you know, when like there is this like thing on the paper which is which looks like a falcon. When I say like a thing, it's like, you know, when the kings like makes a declaration, they put their stamp on it.
A seal.
A seal. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Saskia. You always save me. Uh, his seal is a falcon, and like it's written like Baron Damavant Ebwidian with the I order you this to you know, introduce the culture of our people to this newcomer to in my domain. It's rarely written in a like very nice and um, instructive language.
Uh, Terry just, just glances at the paper. She's not interested. Kind of, cigarette in the corner of her mouth. Pours herself a beer and just sits down.
May I get one as well? A beer, and I have my own cigarette.
No, and she'll pour one.
I want to start that I'm really sorry for what happened to your friend. I didn't know him that well, but it's sad to see someone gone.
Terry will shrug as she sits down on one bar stool and just, pulls up her legs on the other ones.
Hmm. When he drinks the alcohol, you see like he bit comes to himself. Maybe he enjoys alcohol or something else. Then he says, "Mind if we start with like what they taught you and what you know?"
Sure.
He's like waiting.
Yeah, Terry seems to take her sweet ass time with it. Just
Thinking
taking a
about.
long drink for the beer, of the beer, and then, So I'm a booker. Now I can change into an otter. Learned that from someone else who can change into an owl. I know sometimes I can't say what I want. Apparently, when people ask questions. And we are sort of dreams. Bullshit.
Well, that's a bit true. He kind of like gets up. You can't drink beer without Is there anything to eat?
Tara will lean over the bar, grab this big plastic bowl
Hmm.
that is filled with a variety of nuts that you usually just scoop little bowls out of, and she just plunks the thing on the bar and shoves it his way.
Thanks. Eh, you seem like you're not interested in learning anything.
I'm super interested. Can't wait to start.
He nods. I kind of been pushed here myself as well. Um, he is like trying to assess the situation because she looks extremely depressed and not interested.
Yeah,
So he doesn't know how to like continue, and so we'll teach you the parts. We'll tell you the parts where you will not have waste a lot of time, and you will do what you want as soon as possible. I want destroy your privacy more than I already did. A sheet, like every country, every goddamn people on the culture on Earth, there are rules, and I don't know if they told you one of those rules, but well, it's best to make sure that you actually know. There are
yeah. Don't tell anyone.
yeah, there's 7 basic rules, and the first is right at the mesne. Basically, those who are appointed by the nobility, the lord or a lady, ruler of their domain, which is can be Bronx, Queens, New Jersey, New York as a whole. They are the rulers of their domain. They are judge and jury of all crimes, large or small, and their word is law. No, a noble expects obedience from their vassal and respects from all others. In return, noble respects those superior to them. Now, this all sounds cool, but nobles now have to make some concessions to democracy in the face of modern world and papal rule. This is kind of a reality of the situation. Now, either the people rule with force, cunning, charisma, or custom. You met any nobles yet?
Apparently,
The right to dream. The sons of Adam and daughters of Eve, basically the humans, have a right to dream unhindered by the Fae needs. The Fae is us. Basically, we come from their dreams. Believe it or not, it states that we do. And basically, the creativity is what makes us us. If we keep steal the creativity from humans, no one will live because we will die. No one is allowed to manipulate creative process with the glamour. While we can inspire creativity, it's forbidden to instruct or infuse humans with glamour. Now, again, the reality is a bit different. A lot of people thinks that this is like kind of makes uh, Actually, before I even start this, you were gonna ask me what the fuck is glamour, right?
Huh? Oh, no.
Yeah. You know, yeah. Yeah, I thought so. Basically, before we continue, glamour is a creative essence of humanity. So, like, this sounds like, well, it sounds bullshit, but it is sadly true. We all come from it, and we all need it to continue. That it's like a fuel. Have you read like mage books, magic, blah blah blah, like Harry Potter?
Terry's just gonna, give him that sarcastic look and then it's like, yeah, I have them upstairs in my library. I read from them every night.
Cool. Basically, it's like a fuel for us. Like, we need the glamour just like a car needs, you know, it's fuel. It allows us to live. It allows us to do magic. I don't know if you know your magic yet, but
Totally.
cool. Uh, so as you can see, we earn this from humans by creating, by creating by like slowly processing them into creativity. Some people goes to homeless shelters to basically help homeless people to create, calm, or try to create good ideas for them, or like allow them, or like help them to create these good ideas, so basically they can earn glamour. um, there is like these ways some people inspires themselves to create glamour, because you're part human and part fae, and some others are, which is like illegal in all of the county, which is New York. Some other just takes the glamour out of people by force. It's called ravaging. I am There's a fourth way, but it's crazy and it's insane, so I won't tell about it. Basically, the second rule is you don't take things forcefully, and
What's the
don't do,
fourth?
don't shoot. You're a curious one. It's Rhapsody. Basically, you go near an artist, a and infuse that artist with glamour. The glamour is essence of creativity, so the more you infuse it, the more the artist gets creative. You help him create the art. When the art is complete, usually those arts are one of the best in humans. Like, think about Mona Lisa, or like someone creating a, amazing musical piece, and then you destroy the art, steal the creativity. This kind of makes the art creator insane. You gain a lot of glamour, but it's also a bit banal. So you see that we are creatures of creativity. So the banal is non-creative process, and it kills us. If too much banality will make us not remember ourselves. I'm sorry, I'm delving into everything at once, but I'm drunk. So hopefully you're a clever person.
And I'm not drunk. And Terry will, lean over the bar again. Actually, can't really reach it that well. So instead goes to sit on top of the bar and from that position pour herself another beer.
He does the same. Any questions?
Um, I totally remember them.
Well, then, he takes a deep breath and like pulls a pen and paper, like a chimerical one, and like starts writing the first two, and like pushes the paper towards her.
She'll like look at the paper while, lighting up another cigarette.
It's written basically the first two, rather than Meslane, rather than Right to Dream. He writes like another paper about like glamour. It's taking time, and it's like obvious he is not happy. You're annoying. Basically, it's obvious from his face. He writes the glamour down and like pushes it towards her. Now, ready? Are you ready for the third one?
No.
Cool. As they have said, the banality is first of human disbelief. It's the antithesis of glamour. It's a combination of many things, but mainly it consists of doubt, nationality, cynicism, disillusionment, realism, and generally of unwillingness of embrace the fantastic. Now, humans are stopped believing into what is us. Maybe 5 days ago, you wouldn't believe that you would be like a half otter, half normal person.
No, there was something in the back of my mind. I kind of always knew I was that.
Cool.
Exactly that.
So, if we reveal ourselves to humanity, we will be hunted, maybe for our wisdom, maybe our power, maybe because of fear. We will be overwhelmed with banality, and our sacred places will be destroyed. So, the third rule is the very nice one. Don't tell what we have, don't tell our rules to humans. There are some leeways on this, which is sometimes we enchant mortals, like we allow them to see what we have. Some of the people has families that this families knows. But if turn into an otter in front of a camera and you know it's gonna cause problems.
Hmm. Okay.
The fourth rule is the old Kitane had a right to expect rescue from clutches of banality. If you get, in a very banal place that you're like losing your face soul, you're losing your creativity, the glamour, uh, everything that you have actually. Basically, the problem, you can demand that we should save you. It's kind of weird because like you can demand this, and people should do it, but some people just some may just look other way. Um,
So there's no real point to it.
there is a point to it. It's respected, but it's kind of connected to Rule 7. And I will come to Rule 7 soon.
Presume after 6.
Pardon?
I presume you come up to rule 7 after 6.
No, he says. The the fifth one is the right of safe haven. The places of the dreaming are sacred. We call them freeholds. Basically, it's a connection in the world towards a land called dreaming, created by the human creativity. It's a place where we can find glamour. This is another source for the creativity of the world. Imagine it's a place that is so creative that it creates its own source of creativity. There are castles, homesteads, crafting places. You should see one of those, and I will actually take you to, if you want, of course, to one of those places. And this is respected especially in Bronx. If a Kitane, which is a changeling of, like it's a changeling, it's a traditional name. Uh, we should not allow like our places to be threatened or be endangered.
Okay.
The sixth one is the right of life. No Kitane may spill the lifeblood of another Kitane. No Kitane shall bring salt tears upon earth. No Kitane shall take from the dreaming one of his own. Death is an anathema. Reality. This rule is almost universally upheld. When you kill another changeling, you destroy a creative dream out of the world. So you do a banal act.
But it gets broken, right?
Rule 7, don't get caught. An official rule for every law.
You're saying that the rules are bullshit, and if you just mean if you just don't get caught.
But I feel in the subject is extremely different than normal changeling. Roll me perception empathy, Saskia.
Hmm.
I will open the scene. Actually, you open the scene because good job. Ah!
That is two successes, I guess.
Um, there's a reason that he doesn't tell you. It's obvious he doesn't tell you things. Um, and then he states, as I have said, it's a rule for every culture.
Hmm. So I'm sure you never did anything to break those rules, huh?
He smiles and then says, "Of course I didn't." Um, this is the rights and the it's called like the rights, but basically these are the don't do rules. The six traditional one are upheld and everywhere that is ruled by the nobility or those who are connected to the government, which is again, it's called Concordia. Um,
So the ones with the stick up their ass.
mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Imagine the Dark Ages where knights, ladies, dames, queen, kings, dukes, duchess, barons, and baronies. They exist. The There are a few more things that I should tell you, but I don't know if you are ready or you just want to pass.
It's gonna come sooner or later anyway. Might as well be sooner. Let's get this over with. You've done
You,
your duty by then. I've done mine. We can all just, live happily ever after.
well, I would prefer it that way, but it's not going to end there. I have been told that I have to mentor you for 3 months.
Jeez, really?
Yeah, until you come up to your feet, I will pay your taxes and teach you about how to be a good member of society. As he, like shakes the paper. If I don't, well, let's say that I didn't accept it at the first time.
Yay. Great. So how are they gonna check on it?
If I don't do my duty, they would know. I had
Oh,
to fulfill a contract. It's one of the arts that the changelings can do.
contract. Hmm? So how does that work?
The arts are the ways that the glamour, the creativity gives you powers. So basically, contract is one of these arts. It's basically you agree to something, and the dreaming, as he like opens his hands and like motions around, enforces those words. I said that I will try. I am going to teach you, and like you realize, oh, see, that's the lie of your question. I said I
Mm-hmm.
will teach you when I first was told this thing, and then I was, you know, uh, given do a contract because how else they will control my actions. If I don't answer your questions for your safety, if I don't uh, help you in time of your need for 3 months to pay your taxes, try to keep you safe from banality, I will break my contract and they would know.
Huh.
I can teach you the thing if you want to learn it in the future.
Sure. Sounds like something we can use. So what if, like, hypothetical, someone has a contract to not drink beer for a month, and someone else is giving him a contract as well that says drink beer every day. How does that work?
They will need to accept the contract willingly.
Oh, okay.
In the future of the contract, like let's say the arts are not just like one things, they get like more powerful and like you learn to change and try to basically like you make them better and better. For example, there's an art called Spring, and the first dot of the first not first dot, fucking hell, John. The first beginners on that art is able to plant seeds, and it kind of feels like well, I can do that with my hands. Cool. Can you plant seeds of an idea to someone with your hands?
Plant seeds of an idea.
Yes.
Right. Terry's gonna drain the rest of her beer and immediately goes for another one.
Thank you for me as well, please.
And she'll sigh and pour him another one as well.
Now, let's continue with Sealy and Unsealy, the fun part. When the dreams are created, us, it created two versions. All changelings, except the certain few, have aspects that is given us to by dreaming. Those are courts called Sealy and Unsealy. Now, these courts are has they embrace a way of living life. They're different. The Sealy court defined by the virtues of honor and love. The it is a code that it's about like keeping traditions, keeping a order in a safe and nice environment. At least that's how I see it. The This things changes according to every different kith, which I will explain after the courts. Now, but like the codes remain the same. The one of the code is the Sealy code death before dishonor. I think it's extremely understandable what it means. But what is dishonor?
Bunch of bullshit.
Well, I kind of, okay. Uh, don't say those things out loud. Like, let me tell you, um, the place you live in is um, controlled by a Sealy baron and his Sealy friends. Unsealy in Bronx seen bit different than how they seen. The house, the noble house, like the noble group that rules this place cares about their honor so much, especially the members of House Gudian cares about their honors. If you call honor is bullshit in front of them, you might end up with you see my eye.
Right.
The second code is the love conquers all.
Ugh.
They state the love is the best expression. It's the highest form, highest form of all expressions, and it's not just like the love that you see on purple movies, it's also like familial love of love that you have towards your family, towards your friends. The third is beauty is life. It states that beauty is timeless, objective quality that cannot be defined, but it's always recognized for itself. I don't understand this. Not gonna lie. I'm a Sealy, but I don't understand this at all. Never forget a debt.
These silly people, they're like all rich bitch kids.
Do I look like a rich bitch kid to you?
Could be.
No, not all Sealy are rich bitch kids. There are
Because it
some.
sounds like typical things that people worry about when they have enough food and they have a place to sleep and they have everything they kind of need. So,
He doesn't make a comment. He continues like after like, never forget a debt. It's kind of connected to the first one about honor. When you owe someone something, make sure
pay your shit.
return, pay your shit. And some people sees this like uh, auto friendship, like let's just snap an auto friendship. Like a friendship should be returned in kind. If someone never forget a kindness or cruelty. The unseelie court. Unseelie court is the changelings who embrace the change and they sneer at tradition. Their ways are passionate and pragmatic. They like desire, satisfaction, and basically they are very different than the Sealies. Unseelie code starts with the change is good. It means that the security doesn't exist and the smallest circumstance can turn a king into a peasant or blah blah blah. And the change is only constant thing on the world, and the world is not certain. The second one is the glamour is free. Basically, the glamour must be used or it's worthless. Hoarding it makes no sense. As long as there are humans, there will be dreamers and therefore glamour. The third one is honor is a lie. In modern world, honor has no place. Many Seelie changelings who hold tradition cares about keeping words and making sure you do what is necessary, but some unseelie rulers has been trying their best to keep their lands in good shape in whichever way possible. Some commoners, the like you and me, basically prospered under those rules as well. They state that like keeping your word is just it's not related to honor. Honor, as it's like said in the city code, is a lie. Everybody cares about their self-interest, and passion before duty is the fourth one. And it says that passion is the true state of the faith spirit. Follow your instincts and act on impulse. Live life to the fullest without regard of consequences. Now, there are unseelie who doesn't live on an impulse. These are codes and guidelines. Some takes it extremely serious, some doesn't. and that's the Unseelie code.
So how about you? You take these codes seriously?
Can you roll me a wits before he answers that question?
Okay. Straight wits, right?
Mm-hmm. Saskia, he talked more about Unseelie code and it gave more details about the Unseelie code than the Seelie code.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't say how serious he takes all the codes.
Yeah, like he just like this is just a detail that I wanted to give you.
Okay.
And then he says when she asks like how seriously you took, I took them serious enough,
Okay.
as seriously as I can.
Mm. So what's next?
You seem interested now.
As said, I just want to get it over with.
The kiths. The humans has dream about us, and some dreams takes many different forms. Boggins are the ones that value hard work and hospitality. They are like small, bit chubby. They're good at working. The Chloricons, the second ones, are the it's they I don't know their story that well, but I know that they're like their story comes from hoarding golds.
Okay.
I know that they actually like can make you fight with them. Like they know which insult will piss you off the most.
Great.
Issue are they're the ones who the storytellers. They, they call I heard once I heard an issue call me the noble of the old, but I don't know what that means. Basically, they're the ones who they know they're like uh, the individuals who like walk around to the places and tell stories. Some of them remains in one place, but traditionally they're known as like these walkers around and like tell stories that they on a fire. They're known to be extremely reckless. Reckless. The fourth one are the knockers.
Knock knock.
Yeah, they build shit.
Hmm.
Whenever you buy something from a knocker, make sure and understand that there's always a flaw in the system. Their biggest enemy is themselves. They try to create perfect things, but it's always has a flaw.
Okay.
Piskies are they're the ones who are good at stealing stuff. Very nimble, very good at blending in. Cute little things. They have like pointy ears. When you see a pisky entering your bar, they are not beautiful as the she, but they're like nimble. So you will understand what it looks like when you see one. When you
Uh-huh.
see one entering your bar, make sure everything is where you left. They steal things. Sometimes they can't control themselves.
Well, they better but not touch my shit.
Hope so. Puka. Jesters, rapscallions, fools, annoying brats, ne'er do well. I think like I don't know what this means, but like they are called. So we are also called ne'er do well. We are also philosophers. These are the terms that describe us. We can be the most charming. Ironically, we are not the most truthful. Mm, Traditionally, they allow pranks, all that jazz, to teach lessons. But every puka has shape-shifting abilities that they can turn into one animal. I can turn into a polar bear, and you can turn into an otter. Once I have met with someone who can turn into a crow or a lion, it changes. Now, I will tell you the best thing about us that I find. We're trustworthy. A lot of people doesn't trust us, but until we want them to trust us, because we have abilities that make people answer questions. You can even a complete stranger can spill your guts to you. You have ability to getting the people to open up to you. They can tell you their darkest secrets sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like you ask rapid fire questions, or like you're so cute that they answer you, or sometimes you just look very trustworthy. It can only happen at once during a conversation. A dreaming doesn't like when you try to abuse this one. But like you make like yourself in a way that you can get. I don't know. Everyone works differently. I usually just like ask rapid questions, and then they answer me. Now, our weakness. We kind of made everyone believe that we never tell the truth. But under most circumstances, we can speak the truth. When we are asked a direct question, we must answer it with a falsehood. You can try and force yourself to answer it with like truths. And this is your biggest weapon. I don't know why it's called weakness, because this actually allows us to be good at politics as well. There are a lot of good puka politicians.
Let me sign up for Congress.
I'm sure they will love to have you. Red caps. They have a bunch of teeth. They can eat anything, and I'm not lying when I say anything, and they can intimidate anything. Their weakness is no one likes red caps.
Yeah, I think I met one.
I'm happy that it didn't break your arms.
You can try.
Satyrs. I think everybody knows what satyrs are. Horns, goat legs. They're usually musicians or some other stuff. Selkies. They can turn into seals. Mostly beautiful. Don't fuck with them in the sea. Now we come to the she. Now, you watched I'm sure you watch Lord of the Rings and you remember Legolas. They look like those guys, the elves. Pointy ears, beautiful. They don't look like they can make mistakes. There's two types of she, Arcadian and Autumn. But you seem like you want to say something.
No, no, that was me out of character opening bottle of drink.
Ah, okay. Have fun drinking.
Hmm.
They're the born nobles of nobility, the born leaders. There's a difference between Arcadian and the Autumn. Arcadians are look like more alienish, and the Autumn look like more humane. There's more differences, but they sometimes just people says she is a she. When we talk about history, if we talk about history, I will tell you their differences.
Hmm.
Dark and mysterious, slow. The keepers of tradition, knowledge, and secrets. They look weird. They can only whisper, and they can hear or smell very well. Thirdly, and lastly, the trolls. Honor, duty, strength, vigilance, blah blah blah. They are just powerful and hard to fight. Most of them are she slaves. Do what she tells them to do. Those are the basic kits. There are different kits, like sometimes dreaming shit's something that no one expects, but well, you look tired.
Wide awake.
What did she say? Sorry, OLC?
Wide awake.
I don't know what that means, OLC.
Maybe I'm just pronouncing it wrong.
Okay.
But it's a lot to take in at a late hour of night.
That's true, but you still didn't tell me your name.
Does that make you stop?
No, I prefer us being
Mm,
acquaintances.
right, Terry.
Kian.
Pleased to meet you.
Terry, this may be feel like a personal question, but which code you felt which was close to you?
I live for honor. That sounds great. True love and that. Yep, totally my thing.
Keep it to yourself. That's my biggest advice to you, especially in Bronx. I don't like unseelie around here. There was this thing in the past of war against creatures that are evil. When the war ended, some people needed scapegoats and they basically showed unseelie as a scapegoats.
Well, that's nice.
This is my number. You can call me anytime. When I'm not drunk, I can respond, hopefully. As he like gives a piece of paper.
Cool. So, magical shit, right? Powers and such.
Yeah. You want to learn about them as well? Of course not. Why you should want to. He Listen, the way I learned is extremely simple. There are a bunch of powers and they're like uh when you're born with them it's mostly like your what feels like natural to you. So some powers are like just the one I mentioned, like contract. There was another one I mentioned, like spring, which gives you ideas, or it's like regarding to the season of spring. You help, and like you can restore, like you can make like plants grow. In the future, you can heal people. There's the art of winter, which is about winter, cold. Art of pyretics, it's about fire. Wayfarer, art of the walker, basically, it's the art of the it's kind of commonly known as the art of the issue, but it's changed. It was a long time thing. But she has this like crazy art they used to have called naming, but now a lot of people knows about it. It's all about names and how powerful the words are. There's a art of another again the she, but it's now commonly known art of the warrior called Dragon's Ire, art of commoners, legerdemain, and scannery. There's one about like turning into animals, metamorphosis. Again, whatever feels natural to you, it is going to feel natural to you.
So I learn it by just doing stuff, or what?
No, basically, for example, like right now, you should have at least proficiency in some of the arts. Like when I say proficiency, actually no, like you should have like some kind of like ability to do things. Let's try. You don't look like a warrior to me. Just not gonna lie. Um, I will like scratch Dragon's Ire. You don't look like a winter type to me as well. I will scratch winter as well. Let's go with. You said that you were interested in contract, huh?
It sounds useful.
Okay. How about let's make a contract with you?
Okay.
I will feel bad about this, but well, I will always pay the beer I drink here, but not for the nuts. Nuts should come free. And if you give me free nuts, I will tell everybody how amazing bar this is.
The nuts are always free.
But I will give you free representation outside.
You do that and you get a first 3 drinks free in the night you come by.
Thanks. Let's have a deal. Let's have a contract then. He extends a hand.
Terry will, spit in hers, hold it out.
He kind of closes his eyes, like why the fuck she spit on her hands? And like okay, he slowly his hand goes to there, like her hand, um, and and he will say like feel the creativity inside of you and force to bend glamour to your will. to make this forced by the dreaming.
Okay. That sounds vague as shit. But fine, I'll try. Terry starts to think about music probably as she thinks of a sort of a you know something with a nice drum roll. Sounds semi-official, drums, trumpets,
Totes.
da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, stuff like that. He starts to have that in her mind as she shakes hand, his head. I was about to say shakes his head. Wow. And I guess I have to roll what, Fey in contract?
Please. Difficulty 7. You have two successes.
Hmm.
Tell me how your character's expression with glamour happens because this kind of shit depends on people. I don't care about cosmetics. You can say like how the shit happens when it happens.
I don't think I quite get what you mean.
Basically, like for example, when the polar bear guy makes an agreement,
Hmm.
what happens is like there's a yellow magical light appears around your hand when you handshake. But now this is Terry casting the art, so
Oh.
her magic, her expression, her the creativity, and the will over glamour should come from her. Like like it should like kind of show her own expression. Like this is her expression on
Hmm.
creativity. So like you're a creature of the dreaming. This is your changeling. This is your story. So you should tell me how it looks. But it's as long as it's like cosmetic and not like if you touch the green light, you will take damage.
Oh lol. No. Um. You know what? For a moment, it seems like because Terry spit in her hand, creating some sort of watery feel to it. The moment you guys touch hands, it's like when you touch the spit in her hand, it feels like it's spreading out over your entire hand for a moment. Your hand looks wet,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of it's almost as if you smell a sort of salty sea air that comes with it, and then it kind of fades away again.
He kind of looks at him, looks at Terry, and says, "See, when I break this agreement, dreaming will punish me according to your successes on doing this magic. When I say successes, I mean success on doing this magic. How well you pushed your will over your glamour. I will
Okay.
be unlucky for a while. Like dreaming will fuck me up. I have seen a guy who like lost a duel. He fall on his like he fall on from his horse. And it's not you or me who decides how I fuck up. It's the dreaming. So it's very dangerous to break contracts. In the future, you will be able to like if you like continue pushing yourself in this agenda or in this art, you will be able to know when someone like fucking breaks your contract. In the future, when someone breaks your contract, you will be able to the dreaming will open you a door, basically a portal between you and that guy, and you can just cast an art on that guy. It's called that shit is called cat's castgate. On the close to your mastery of this art, to most casual agreements, like you will
Hmm.
be able to do like the most casual agreements, like careless commitments, like sure I will be there. If that red cap sets foot on this bar, I will whip on him his whole motley all at once. You can just be like, boom, fuck you, I guess. And if that guy doesn't, beat the motley of the rat caps, he broke his oath.
Mm.
The mastery is the best part. Basically, dreaming looks at your success on casting this power and gives you benefits when someone makes a deal with you. Like when I make a deal with you, if you master this art, I may gain glamour out of it. I have heard some people gaining, uh, like, more. How do I say this? Like, I have heard some people's gain bestowments out of this, which is like, oh, guess what? I can be more powerful now as long as I keep this fucking agreement. I can be more
Right.
beautiful now. I'm not lying, by the way. Like, these things happens.
Okay.
So it's actually one of the like most traditional arts of the changing society, and it's the most feared. You should be careful about who you make contracts to. It what you agree and what you don't agree.
Okay. Though I did magic now. I mean, not to be a buzzkill or anything, but how do I know if it even worked?
You saw the green light, pardon the yellow light. Didn't you smell? I felt like you succeeded.
I mean, yeah, sure, something happened, but as you say, I mean, I don't think you're planning on breaking it, so I can't
No,
really see what's gonna happen.
do you want me to fall on my ass and like get hurt
No.
more? Thank you. Like because like when she says no, it means yes. Oh, see, I know. Maybe you made a mistake.
Um, let me consider this.
Okay.
um, you know, Terry kind of shrugs his, well, whatever. That's your call. I'm just saying that, is there something you can do that I can, like, see?
Yes, there is. He. Do you have like a knife?
Yeah, sure. And Terry will, at this point, actually have to go off her uh, bar. She was still sitting on the bar, refilling her beer every once in a while. Um, you know what? Let me just make a quick stamina roll for that. Yeah, okay, she's bossing it. Still drinking. So yeah, she jumps off and goes behind the bar, starts rummaging in like one of the uh, drawers, and yeah, actually gets out a pretty neat, sharp-looking knife.
He looks at her and smiles. Okay. I will.
This is, by the way, something of how the bar looks.
Ah, nice.
It's like pretty busy with all kinds of stuff hanging there. There are slings of beer caps on like a
That
ceiling, kind of
fat
decorating it,
cat.
and
Fat cat. I love it.
yeah.
He he like thinks about like what he can do, and then he says okay, and he slowly like cuts his hand. Like actually slowly, like very like fastly because slowly cutting is like sadistic. And he will like make sure that it doesn't drip on anywhere. Like he puts like paper, he puts like stuff on under it to make sure like he doesn't fuck his own hand up or like her bar. and he cuts it, and you see like the blood drips.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's go.
Let me see. Let me make a. I think it's a willpower roll.
Yeah, it's willpower roll. Difficulty 6, let's say.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna say before you like say like if she says like hey don't do it, he wouldn't do it.
I don't think she really realizes what he's
Okay,
planning on doing. Yep.
you
Yep.
pass.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna make a quick manipulation subterfuge roll to
Hmm.
you know, try to make it look like this is not bothering her at all. Yeah, I mean, she looks a little pale, but that might just be the fact that she's extremely tired and everything.
Okay, he doesn't open his hand, but he like holds it in a way where he she doesn't see it, and he not because he knows, it's just like the blood is like weird, and then he says he like looks at the his hand, and like he like puts his hands up, and he says like the by the powers of the dreaming, I want to heal myself. Dreaming, heal my wounds. Heal my wounds is like it is a movie reference
Mm-hmm.
from like I think what was it the movie? I don't remember. I don't think it's a stupid movie anyway. Like I think it was the one of the badass movies, but yeah, basically like heal my wounds. And when he like opens his hand, you see like slowly he like touches himself with the other hand, uh, and like the wound closes. There is no scars there as well.
Mm.
So
Uh,
like he
yeah,
gone.
Terry is like trying not to pay much attention to his hand.
He says it's healed.
Great. Yep. I've I understand.
It's getting late. I think I should go.
Yep. Well, it was nice seeing you. See you again somewhere. Like not too soon at school, but yeah, I got enough. Like I learned a lot, and thank you.
No problem.
And Terry is kind of ushering him almost out of the door.
Mhm.
I don't know how full his beer glass is, but she's even like, if it's like three quarters full, she's like, nah, you can take it with you. Just yeah,
He like
yeah,
before like
yeah,
she closes, he turns and says, "Just be careful.
yeah. Always will.
See you later."
Yep, see ya. And
Fucks
Terry
off.
will, yeah, Terry will, shut the door behind him. The curtain luckily is still lowered, and she'll run to like um, I want to say a bucket, but like a bin, and is gonna throw up in there. And I think with that we can end the scene.
Totes.
Okay. Thank you, ST, for STing, and watchers for watching, and we'll see you again on Living World of Darkness, Changeling and Dreaming.